The bag you carry this winter says more about you than anything else in your outfit, and most women are still buying the wrong ones. Winter 2026 is hitting different when it comes to handbags. The trends have shifted, the materials have changed, and the styles that were everywhere last year, they're already fading out. But leather, real, rich, beautiful leather, is having one of its biggest moments in years. So today, we're going deep on the top leather handbags for winter 2026. I'll walk you through exactly what's worth buying, what's worth splurging on, and what you can skip completely. Whether you have a big budget or a small one, there's something here for you. Here's the thing that most people don't talk about. Shopping for a leather handbag in winter is actually more confusing than it looks. You walk into a store or scroll online, and suddenly there are 100 options. Some look amazing in photos, but feel cheap in your hands. Some are gorgeous, but not practical at all. No room for your essentials, straps that dig into your shoulder, hardware that scratches your coat. And the worst part? A lot of bags that claim to be leather aren't even full leather. They're bonded leather, which sounds fancy, but basically falls apart after one season. So you spend good money, and 6 months later, the bag is peeling and cracking. That's frustrating, and it happens to so many women because the labels are confusing and brands aren't always upfront about it. And then there's the style problem. Winter trends move fast. What felt fresh in October can look dated by February. So how do you invest in a bag that's going to feel current all season without going out of style the moment spring hits? That's exactly what we're solving today. Let's start with the style that is absolutely dominating winter 2026, the structured tote. Structured leather totes are everywhere right now, and honestly, it makes complete sense. Winter outfits tend to be bulkier. You've got coats, scarves, layers. A slouchy bag just gets lost in all of that. But a structured tote, one with clean lines, firm sides, a little bit of height to it, that cuts through the bulk beautifully. It looks sharp against a long wool coat. It works with tailored trousers, and it works with jeans. The best ones right now come in deep winter tones. Think espresso brown, forest green, burgundy, and a really rich caramel that's almost honey-colored. Those shades are performing incredibly well this season. Now, when you're looking at a structured tote, the two things to check immediately are the handles and the base. The handles should be thick enough to sit comfortably on your shoulder when the bag is full. If they're too thin, they'll cut into your coat. The base needs to be stiff. If it collapses when you set the bag down, that's a sign the leather isn't thick enough or the construction isn't solid. The second style you need to know about is the mini shoulder bag. And before you roll your eyes and think mini bags are impractical, hear me out, because the mini bags of winter 2026 are not the tiny going out bags from a few years ago. These are a bit more grown up. They're structured, they have proper closures, usually a turn lock or a magnetic snap, and they're designed to sit cleanly against the body. They're not for carrying your whole life in. They're for evenings, for days when you only need your phone, your cards, and your keys. And in leather, they look incredibly luxurious. The colors that are working best for mini shoulder bags right now are black, always, forever, and then this beautiful deep burgundy that keeps showing up across every price point. There's also a very elegant off-white or ivory option if you want something that feels winter white and fresh. Third on the list is the barrel bag. This one is having such a moment. It's a cylindrical shape, usually with a short top handle and a detachable longer strap. The barrel bag feels both vintage and modern at the same time, which is a hard balance to pull off, but when it works, it looks stunning. In leather, a barrel bag has a certain quality to it that other materials just can't match. The leather molds slightly to the shape over time. It develops a patina. It becomes more beautiful the more you use it. If you're someone who invests in one bag and carries it for years, this is a great option. Let's talk about the leather itself, because this is where it gets really important. Full grain leather is the highest quality you can buy. It uses the full thickness of the hide, keeps all the natural texture, and it's incredibly durable. It's also the most expensive. If you're spending a significant amount of money on a bag, make sure the description says full grain leather. That's what you're paying for. Top grain leather is one step below. The surface has been sanded and treated, which removes some of the natural marks, but also makes it more uniform and easier to produce at scale. It's still real leather, it's still good quality, and most mid-range leather bags use this. It's a solid choice. Genuine leather is where you need to be careful. Technically, it is real leather, but it's made from the lowest quality part of the hide, split and processed heavily. It won't last as long, it won't age as beautifully. If a bag says genuine leather and it's priced very cheaply, that's a warning sign. Bonded leather is the one to avoid completely. It's essentially leather scraps that have been ground up and glued to a fabric backing. It looks fine initially, but will peel and crack, sometimes within months. So when you're shopping, whether in person or online, look for full grain or top grain leather and you'll be in good shape. Let's talk hardware, because this is a detail that makes a massive difference to how a bag looks and lasts. Gold hardware is having a strong moment in winter 2026. It feels warm and rich in a way that works perfectly with winter tones. Silver hardware is still beautiful and classic, but if you want to feel current this season, gold is the move. Brushed gold especially looks very elevated. It's less flashy than polished gold, and it picks up light in a softer way. Check that the zippers glide smoothly, check that clasp closures open and close without sticking. These are small things, but over time, a bag with bad hardware becomes annoying to use, and that affects whether you actually reach for it. Now let's get into specific picks across different budgets. If you're working with a tighter budget, let's say under $100, the options in real leather are limited, but they exist. You'll mostly be looking at top grain leather bags from brands that are doing decent entry-level work. At this price point, go simple. Don't try to find a bag with a lot of hardware or complicated structure. A clean, simple crossbody or a structured mini shoulder bag in top grain leather will serve you much better than something over-designed at the same price. In the mid-range, somewhere between $100 and $300, you've got a lot of great options. This is the sweet spot for winter 2026 leather bags. You can find full-grain leather starting at this range if you shop smartly. Look at brands that specialize in leather goods rather than fashion brands that do bags as an add-on. Leather specialists at this price point generally deliver much better quality for your money. At the investment level, $400 and up, you're entering the territory of bags that genuinely last a decade or more. At this level, the leather is exceptional, the construction is careful, and you're buying something that will age beautifully rather than breaking down. If you're considering a splurge this winter, focus on classic shapes that won't feel dated: the structured tote, a good shoulder bag, or a barrel bag in a neutral tone like deep brown or black. Here's the thing I want you to take away from this. The most important factor in buying a leather handbag is not the brand name, it's not the price, it's not even the style, it's the leather quality and the construction. A simple, well-made bag in full-grain leather with solid stitching and good hardware will always look better and last longer than a trendy bag made from low-quality bonded leather with shiny, cheap hardware, every single time. The women who build incredible bag collections, the ones who have pieces they've carried for 15 years, they all say the same thing: buy less, buy better. One excellent leather bag that you love and use constantly is worth 10 mediocre ones that sit in your closet. So when you're standing in front of a bag this winter, run your hand along the leather, feel the weight of it, open and close the closure, look at the stitching on the handles and the base. Those are the stress points that give away the construction quality. Take 30 seconds to do that, and you'll never buy a bad bag again. To wrap it all up, winter 2026 is a fantastic season for leather handbags. The structured tote, the mini shoulder bag, and the barrel bag are the three silhouettes you need to know. Deep tones like espresso, burgundy, forest green, and caramel are dominating. Gold hardware is the finishing touch that pulls everything together. And when it comes to leather quality, always look for full grain or top grain leather and avoid bonded leather completely. Whether you're buying at a budget level or splurging on an investment piece, the principles are the same. Prioritize the leather quality, keep the shape classic, and choose a color that genuinely works with the rest of your wardrobe. Do that, and you'll have a bag you reach for every single day this season. Drop a comment below and tell me which bag style